What is going on, guys? DBG here, and if you guys follow me on Twitter and Instagram, either of them, link will be in the description anyway. You guys will know that I was in London, so not Friday, Thursday. I was in London and had a chance to play NBA 2K19. Well, it's not the final build, it's the same build that they played out in LA, but basically what I set out to do was to do whatever I could to try break that game. So in this video, I'm going to be doing kind of an in-depth analysis of what I felt was good in the game, what I felt was bad in the game, and I did take a lot of your guys' suggestions. I got a lot of comments and had a look at them, and I pretty much tried to find out everything that I could about the game. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed capture footage, which was a little bit weird because they had no problem with them capturing footage in the LA event, so we weren't allowed anyway, so I'm not entirely sure why, but we weren't allowed capture footage. So there's going to be some either 2K18 footage, maybe some footage from LA, and also just some trailer footage. Also, this isn't the final build of the game, and we didn't get to see my team at all, so this is not play with friends, this is like play now, which means that the game probably feels a little bit different. I'm guessing the sliders changed slightly for my team anyway. But in this video, I'm just going to be talking about what I thought was good, what I thought was bad. So anyway, now let's go on to it. First of all, graphics. And no matter what way you're looking at the screenshots for NBA Live are looking better than 2K. I've played Live 19 on 4K, and I've played 2K19 4K. I don't know how they'll look 1080p, but 2K19 looks better. There is no question about it. Like, you can see the detail on players when they're just in-game normally. You can't see that type of detail when you're in normal game. Fair enough, they zoom in, live might look better, but in actual presentation, well, looking at it, because we can get seen in halftime shows, so I don't know about that type of presentation, but just looking at the game, 2K19 looks better, and there is no question about it. Also, because it looks like the game is a lot better in 4K, unfortunately, I'm guessing that it's going to be the case that the game will struggle to run on the first generation of the new consoles. So I've got a launch day PS4, and to be fair, I have an Xbox One S, so it'll work fine on that. But on my launch day PS4, NBA 2K18 frame skipped, it lagged a lot. Even playing offline, it would lag a little bit. So I'm kind of scared that with how much of a graphical jump 2K19 took from 2K18, I'm scared that it will be almost unplayable on those initial hardware. But we're going to have to wait and see when the game comes out, but that is something I'm definitely scared about. So anyway, now let's get on to things that were just completely wrong in 2K games. So for the first time ever, from what I've seen anyway, you can make a chest pass longer than 5 feet. So if there's nobody in the way of you and the person you're throwing the ball to, and they're standing past the halfway line and running, no longer will your player throw the ball into the crowd. They seem to actually be able to throw a chest pass, which is absolutely great. Also, if you're running a pick and roll and you're throwing a pass that's, say, 2 feet away, your player no longer fumbles the ball and drops it out of bounds, from what I've seen anyway. Also, the blow-bys have been fixed. I'm going to go more into detail on that a little bit later. Blow-bys are basically they're fixed. It doesn't exist. It doesn't work the same way as it does in 2K18 anyway. And also, if you fake somebody up and throw a pass, you don't automatically throw a pass into the guy who's currently jumping and in the air, which is again something that was definitely needed from 2K18. But I'm going to go into depth now about the blow-bys. So the blow-bys have been basically gone completely. And what I mean is that I tried in 5 games to trigger a blow-by, and I couldn't. And I was getting switches with LeBron onto Curry. And the way they did this is actually kind of scary. So basically, this is kind of going to be hard to explain without the footage, and I wish I could have taken footage of this specific situation. Now basically, clipping was such a big problem. Players used to go through other players, and that type of clipping issue is what caused the weird blow-by animations. So what the players have now is what I'm going to say is about a 2-inch force field around them, so players don't make contact anymore. So a player, you can run directly into another player, and they won't make contact. You'll go into instant replay, and there will be still a gap between the two players. While if you're going in a straight line, great. It doesn't make much of a difference there. If you're trying to go around the side of somebody, suddenly you're getting caught in animations, you're getting bumped by the air. And you can get caught in animations now to stop the blow-by. You can get caught in animations that you can't do anything for 2 or 3 seconds. So it's really awkward. The defense has so much control of what the offense does. Obviously, there's going to be ways around it, but the defense has so much control. Dribble spamming as well is dead. And when Mike Wang was saying there's going to be a stamina hit, and he didn't explain how significant that stamina hit was. If you double cross, if you double cross, something that doesn't take that much energy to do. I understand a lot of the major dribble moves, but if you double cross, your stamina will be almost gone. And once your stamina goes, your players lose the basic motor skills. It's like they forget how to run. They forget how to do certain things. And at least I was trying to play it like it was 2K18, and I'd say at least 15 seconds of every offense was either getting the ball up the court or being stuck in animations and just trying to do something. So that was really, really frustrating for me. And what I've kind of taken from that is that plays are going to be a huge factor. And I don't mean freelances, because I'm guessing it was just in the build that I played, but freelances didn't exist. Unless there was a different way of getting into them. The freelance offenses, like the Warriors freelance, the 7 seconds, the 2-3 zone, they didn't exist. So I couldn't even test 5 out because it was literally impossible to do. But there are a lot of like overpowered cheese plays, so the guys that are playbook guys are going to have a massive advantage from what I've seen in 2K19 anyway. Snatchbacks are some of the slowest things I've ever seen. Like you do a snatchback, you're stuck for like 2 seconds now, so it's not advised under any circumstances anyway. The shot meter has a really weird thing about it. So the meter is no longer flat at the top. So basically, as it goes up, if you're shooting, looking at the arms, there's kind of a spike at the top of it, where there's a point that hits the end, which means it's really hard to green. Like, it is so hard to green. Like, I'd be just making sure there was no defenders and testing it out, and it's hard to green open shots if you're looking at the meter. If you're not looking at the meter, it's the same. The meter is really awkward. And people are saying the 2K16 shot meter was better. It's not. It's not. I tried to play with it under the feet. It just isn't. Well, maybe I'm just used to it, but you have to change the way you play for that shot meter. So yeah, that's kind of the negatives from what I've seen anyway. And I'm probably going to spend more time on the negatives, but there's an awful lot of positive. As I said, there's a lot of the kind of cheese from 2K18 that's been fixed. And some of these things are things that were in the game since 2K14, 15, like people not being able to pass, stuff like that. And suddenly it looks like they've been fixed this year. And now let's go on to, again, some more positives. You do get to choose your shot meter. Even though the one on the arms feels off, and I'm not a fan of the one under your feet, you can't have the 2K17 shot meter. So it's either the 2K16, 15 one, or the 18. Unfortunately, I don't know where the information came that you can choose between the three, but you can't. You can either choose shot meter up at the arms, you can choose it under your feet, or you can choose to have both shot meters present. There's no 2K17 shot meter. And a massive positive is that your players on offense actually have some sort of decent IQ. Like, if you're playing against the zone, your players will no longer, 3 of them stand in the same spot, meaning the zone's unbeatable. They will actually move properly. The offensive AI is massively improved. And things that I tried to trigger and couldn't, again, like I tried to trigger the weird mid-range shot layup animation. It may still be in the game, but I just couldn't find a way to trigger it. Weird reactions to double teams. It seems your players react better to double teams anyway. And I was trying to play zone defense. Like, I'm not the best zone defender, but I consider myself fairly good at it. And I was trying to play zone defense against guys who just don't play the game, and they were still getting open shots on me without icon passing. That's how ineffective zone is going to be next year, unless there's a new type of cheese. Passing is slower. Like, the passes are physically slower. Everything feels slower. But maybe that it's just because I'm used to my team, and that can be seen as either positive or a negative. Defense is going to be much more of a factor. There is no doubt about that. Defense is going to be way more of a factor, because the defense can dictate where the offensive players go. It actually feels a lot like when you're playing NBA Live. It feels a lot like NBA Live defense. So, like, the defensive player can dictate where the offensive player goes. The problem is that from what I've seen, like, I was switching Curry onto LeBron and able to lock down LeBron. So there's definitely going to need to be tweaking. And I just pray that there's no force fields around the players when the game comes out, because that was the single most frustrating thing. Yes, doing that stops all the clipping issues. It stops the blow-bys. But when you're going to the basket, and I showed it to some of the guys that were there, like that worked 2K. I'd be going to the basket, and suddenly you'll be bumped off course by the air. Like, it was just it was just kind of a frustrating thing. But yeah, a lot of positives, and I know I'm talking about some of the I'm talking a lot about the negatives, but we all know 2K has a lot of positives as a game, and I'm not going to talk about like the fact that 2K get most of the jump shots right, the fact that the shoes look great, because I really don't care about that. I don't think I was even looking out for it, but there are casual people that were looking out for things like that, so that's obviously something as well. But the fact that the offensive AI is improved is great. The fact that defense is going to be better is great. Blow-by seems to be gone, but I think they may have just created an entire new problem by getting rid of that. So we're going to have to wait to see till the final build of the game comes out, but I'm kind of scared about that. But either way, dribble spamming seems to be gone, which is really unrealistic. And all the changes that I saw anyway were kind of gearing towards actually having to run plays and set offenses to get shots open, which a lot of people from the casual perspective probably aren't the biggest fans of. But at the same time, it's real basketball. You don't see a 5-out dribble spammer in real life. And we don't know if that's going to translate to my team, if that's going to translate to Park. But the huge stamina issue with spamming dribbles is going to mean that, I guess, not a small stamina thing, it's a big one. So, like, if you're looking to do more than 2 dribble moves, your player is just going to forget how to run. Like, that's how significant it is. But anyway, yeah, that is the video. This is just my first impressions of NBA 2K19. Again, this video sounds very, very negative, but it's a lot easier to talk about the negatives in specifics than talk about the positives, because a lot of the positives are that they fixed most of the issues from 2K18, which, from, like, in my opinion, that's as big a positive as you can get. There's always going to be ways to exploit games. There's always going to be new ways to find out. There's stuff that I didn't see there that are going to be able to be exploited in 2K19. People are going to find ways to do it, and the game companies just can't stop that. But the fact that the exploits from 2K18 seem to all be quite, well, either fixed or improved is a really good sign. I'm really looking forward to 2K19. I'm looking forward to see what the final build is like. A lot of frustrating things with the build I played, but again, it's 2K. When's it ever not going to be frustrating? So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.